I believe that Ben refused to come to the convention this year.
He didn't. He actually wanted to do a thing, and I said, don't do a thing. And he's like, fine then. I didn't want to do a thing anyway.
But did he even come?
He's here, yeah.
He's here. Oh,
he dropped by my booth today. I don't know if he's in the audience because he is just rabidly trading for the cards.
Oh, is he?
He came by my booth clutching a box, and he said, "This is all your fault." And then he went back to the mercantile tent to trade for more cards. Yeah, and so he's been around. I know he's here Thursday. Helpful audience person, saw him yesterday.
Okay.
He's been here all 3 days.
Get Ben to sign your stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure he would love it. He'd love all that attention making him do things other than collect the cards. All right, so hey, welcome to Intentionally Blank Live.
Yay! We are recording this at Dragonsteel Nexus in front of a completely AI audience.
Oh, you got booed on that one. Oh, let's see if we can encourage more of that. What bad takes and bad jokes can Dan make?
We did like 5 solid minutes on Moash and I didn't get booed. But one mention of AI. Okay.
They were being polite because I had just gotten that nice gift that someone thoughtfully made for me to make me annoyed. It takes a lot of thought and attention to annoy me like that. So they were being polite.
One of my favorite things to do is to hand him yet another pro Moash thing, whether it's a sticker or a shirt or a whatever. I will find ways to bring them to him, and the scowl he gives me will keep me going for days.
So this is a tier list episode.
This is, and Donald is right here.
Is he here?
Come on out.
We have, okay.
Donald.
Donald.
Hello, friends. How's everyone doing?
Yep.
Do you get a chair?
I have a standing table.
You have to stand.
Yes.
We can't afford a chair on his salary.
Yep.
It's like that one time we couldn't afford chairs. Do you remember that one?
I do remember that time. That you guys all remember that episode, right?
Right, where we didn't have any chairs?
We couldn't afford any chairs.
Yeah.
That's one of our best episodes.
I think so.
So
okay, sure.
We actually have on the screens. It's going to go up there.
Yes, it'll be on these 2 screens, and in front of us is our current tier list.
So the AV people are wonderful back there, and I've liked how they switch between seeing us and seeing like what we're talking about. And so good job, AV people. Well done. It's been pretty fluid and nice.
They've done a wonderful job. And right now we are promoting, it looks like, the Smith's grocery store accidentally.
Thank you, tier list maker.
So we are going to do, this is another of Donald's topics, and we're actually going to do this one.
Tell us what we're doing.
So we are tier listing. I pitched this to you two before the con. Basically, a whole bunch of fantasy characters that you can sit down with at a coffee shop and how that experience would go. And we're going to list on our tier list where you believe that would be, from the best coffee meetup ever to this is the worst event of my entire life. Why am I here?
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
What are the names of the 5 categories? Because even with my glasses, I can't quite read them on the thing.
So we have best coffee meetup ever, fun and casual, it was fine, a little awkward, and worst event of my life.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah. All right. And let's see how it goes.
All right. So the first one, right off the bat, Kaladin.
Kaladin. How's having coffee with Kaladin?
Kaladin.
Yeah. Let's see. It's going to depend on where we're getting Kaladin. Right?
Which phase in his development?
Which phase of his development? What mood is Kaladin in? I'm gonna go with the average of it was fine.
It was fine.
Right? It was fine. It really depends on if Adolin is there making him do it, then it's going to probably be really, really good. Is Adolin on the list?
I don't have Adolin, but it takes
you don't
me
have
2
Adolin.
seconds
So
to put him in.
Adolin is there, then it's gonna go up all the way to the top category because watching Kaladin have to deal with Adolin is really fun. Without it's going to depend, and I'm going to put it average.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it was fine as well. Again, depending, because if he's in a downswing, if he's feeling low, then I'm gonna actually have something to talk to him about.
Yeah.
It's like we'll compare, like, what meds are you on? Oh, well, I'm on this one now. And we'll have something to talk about. Whereas, if he's up and more peppy, I don't think we would really get along at all.
And I think he's just going to want to talk about work all the time. Yeah. And so, yeah.
All right. The next one I've got, as I check my thing, is John Cleaver.
John Cleaver.
John Cleaver. Oh, man. I've got to say that one's going to be a little awkward.
All right.
He is not going to have any interest in talking to me or about himself. I just can't see, it's not going to be a disaster, right? It's not going to be the worst thing ever, but it's going to be a lot of silence and a lot of, why are you here? Why am I here? Yeah.
Do you feel like you could answer that question of why I'm here? Or why am I here?
That I could answer the question for myself, why am I here? I didn't mean that in the cosmic sense. John Cleaver, why do you think we're here? What is the meaning of life? I meant more like, why am I having lunch with this teenager who's just sullenly plotting my death behind glazed eyes?
Yeah, I guess that's the question for you, the rule maker. Like, we're not doing this as like author and creation, are we?
No, because that would be unfair. Because at that point, I think every character.
Right, because otherwise, I would love to go to coffee with John Cleaver, and we could talk about Dan's bad taste. But, right? I mean, can you believe?
I feel like if we get into that territory, you could talk to him about, so how do you feel about Dan doing all these awful things to you?
Yeah, and I think that's unfair, right? I think that has to just take it as if this were a real person.
A real person, okay.
And things like that. So I will go the same as Dan. I'll go a little awkward.
Little awkward.
Little awkward. So, yeah.
Okay. Next on our list, Sauron.
Sauron. Is it hot, dreamy Sauron?
The image won't fit, but let's go with yes.
I'm going to go with hot, dreamy Sauron, and I think it's going to be fun and casual with him.
All right.
Yeah. Hot, dreamy Sauron, I think, is going to be an interesting conversationalist and things like that. If you can get him like right there, but hot, dreamy Sauron isn't canon, so I might be stretching my boundaries. But it's easier to have coffee with hot, dreamy Sauron than it is with a tower.
Yeah. If it is a Sauron at a point in his life when he's capable of drinking coffee.
Yeah.
That is the
I'm going to go even higher. It's one of the best ones ever.
Yeah.
I mean, he was like, son of the morning. He was, everyone
able
loved
to
him.
Charm the elves. So.
If you can charm an elf of all people, come on.
Yeah. So, yeah.
All right.
I guess hot, dreamy Sauron is canon for that reason, right? Because if you can charm the elves, you've got to be even more dreamy than the elves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm too sexy for this one ring.
All right. Back to the Cosmere. Vasher.
Vasher? Vasher, I would enjoy going to coffee with Vasher. I'm going to give him also the same that I gave Sauron. This Vasher's going to be a fun and casual. I don't know if fun and casual are the right terms, but it's definitely better than fine. But he might do some things to make it worse than best coffee ever, I think.
That's fair.
I've got to go with a little awkward. Because I haven't read the book Vasher's in a long time. And he's going to show up and be like, I'm Vasher. And I'm going to say, remind me who you are. And he's going to be like, seriously, dude?
So you workshop this book, Dan.
you read me in, well, so I read you in manuscript form.
Yeah.
I haven't read the final one.
Is it better or worse if Nightblood is there?
If who's there?
Nightblood, the talking sword. You have read Stormlight.
No,
I'm
kidding. I'm kidding.
You have reread
Nightblood is
Stormlight
there.
all to write Yasna, so I know that you know who Nightblood is.
I went back through all of. I've read every Nightblood thing.
No, you haven't. If you haven't reread,
because
you've read all the Nightblood stuff from Stormlight.
yes, that is correct. I think it would be. I worry if Nightblood is there.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
depends. It depends on how I feel when I see Nightblood. Am I instantly nauseous? Well, that's going to make coffee awkward. Am I not instantly nauseous? That's going to be worse. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah. So there we go.
fair enough. Next one, Paul Atreides.
Paul Atreides.
Paul Atreides.
Well, see, the problem is Paul Atreides became part of a very pro-coffee culture,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
It's a big, big deal among the Fremen, and I don't actually drink coffee. And so I feel like there would be a bit of a
No, I
problem.
think it's going to be okay because if you just have water, they'll respect that.
That's true.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And my habit of spitting in everyone's face would be seen as honorable.
Yeah.
So, So if that's not an issue, where do I want to put Paul Atreides?
Yeah. Does he see me as part of the problem or not?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, if you are seen as part of the problem, it's a dangerous person to be around. Or do the Fremen see me as a threat to Paul? I'm gonna probably, I think going to coffee with Paul goes poorly. I'm
Okay.
gonna put it in worst experience ever. I think someone tries to kill me.
Fair.
I think someone tries to brew coffee using the water from my body. If I go to coffee with Paul Atreides.
See, I'm just imagining now, because Paul is a very important person.
Yes.
If this is end of the book, Paul, spoiler warning, he's like the emperor now. So his handlers and your handlers are going to set up a coffee date that's like 15 seconds long.
Yeah.
And it won't have much time for anything awful to happen. But yeah, within that 15 seconds, you're
you
gone.
get murdered or something, or he uses the voice and then you accidentally murder someone else without volition, right? It's just I see too many ways for it to go absolutely poorly, and so yeah. Have I told you that when I met Jeffrey Katzenberg?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was scheduled
That it was
for
just-
15 seconds. Yeah, that was on the thing. So, yeah, there we are.
Put mine at a little awkward, because I'm imagining the kind of earlier Paul,
Okay.
where he's not yet, lisan al-gaib, and he's doing something else.
Makes sense. All right. Next one I have on my list, Master Chief.
Master Chief.
Master Chief.
Master Chief and not
Dan.
Master Cheeks.
However you prefer.
However, I don't necessarily want to go out to coffee with Master Cheeks. So, for those who don't know, that's the online joke that people call the Master Chief who was in the television show, because in the video games, he never removes his helmet, let alone his armor, if he can help it. Except for like a few, I know, there's a few places, but basically always with his helmet and armor on. And in the television show, he went around with a bare bum exposed to the audience, and so Master Cheeks. Master Chief is going to be a little awkward because he does not remove that helmet. And so I'm going to take a drink, and he's just going to hold his. And he's another one that, may be a little bit too into his job. And so you'll ask how things are going, and he'll be taking a report at the same time, Covenant or where, right? And things like that. And he's just not paying attention at all to the conversation. And then halfway through, bullets will come in through the window.
Probably.
And he will break through dramatically. Music will start playing. And then there's a tank that he, climbs in. And don't get on the tank after him. I've learned if you're one of the guys sitting on the tanks, it doesn't go well for you.
See, I'm going to say worst event ever.
Okay.
For the same reasons. As soon as people start firing weapons into the coffee shop, I'm in the wrong coffee shop.
You have raised the excellent point. Where do you imagine most of these coffee shops happening? Where are you meeting?
It's been different for each one. Like the Master Chief one, I'm imagining the ruins of Earth after the Covenant invasion. They just find one. Yeah.
There's just one somewhere.
Yeah.
They're all in Manhattan.
Okay.
They're all in the Upper West Side.
Okay.
It's the same coffee shop every time.
Upper West Side, huh?
We got
Yep.
Foxy Blonde Sauron and Master Cheeks in there at the same time. It is a party.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Spice for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Blue eyes all around.
Blue eyes everywhere. The
Yeah.
spice is flowing.
All right. Next one that I've got is Dalinar.
Dalinar. So you have the picture, I think, of Dalinar and Navani there.
I'm happy to do both.
Because if it's both, it gets way better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would really enjoy. I'm gonna put it. I don't think I can put it best ever because Dalinar. Right. He's going to be awkward, but it's going to be fun awkward, right? Okay. Dalinar in those situations is fun awkward, and he's going to be trying because Navani is there, and watching Dalinar try. So I'm going to put it fun and casual for me, not for him. He is not having a fun time, and he's not good at casual.
I'm going to say fun and casual as well, but for the reason that I can't hear you super well, and I thought you said Gallagher. And so I'm imagining stand-up comedian and prop comic Gallagher, and he's going to smash some watermelons. He's going to, have some nasty fake teeth or something, and it's going to be great. He's going to fit right in.
He's gonna smash your cup of tea or whatever it is you're having. Yeah.
But then he's gonna give me a better one, and it's gonna be great.
Does he give you a better one?
I don't know. I may be putting too much faith in Gallagher.
Yeah, I
1980s
remember
era prop
one
comic.
time renting those as like a kid because I knew he smashed watermelons and he delivered, but I think he smashed things
and that was it.
That was it.
But I think just because in the spirit of kindness and friendship, I don't know. I'm making stuff up at this point.
That's our job, so it's okay.
There we go.
all right. Next, I have Kvothe.
Kvothe.
I don't know how you're supposed to say it.
Kvothe.
Yeah. Kvothe for me is going top tier.
Top tier.
Top tier. Yep. No, legit. I think Kvothe. Again, for everybody, it's going to depend on your mood, but judging by the text, Kvothe, at least where Kvothe is in that picture, right? This is not old grumpy Kvothe. This is young. This is young Kvothe. He's gonna make it good, and if it goes wrong, it's gonna go wrong spectacularly, because Kvothe does not do fours. He does ones and tens, right? And so I think it's going to go well. He's probably going to start singing. And by all accounts, he's really good at that. I mean, the account is only his. So, right? That's the whole problem with Kvothe, is the account is his. But, he is, in his own accounts, the best at all these things. So I think it's going to be a good time.
Very true.
See, I think that he is maybe a little too much for me.
Oh, yeah?
Okay.
Hanging out with him, he's got to be a lot.
Probably.
And
Yeah,
so,
I believe the kids use the word extra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be trying to have some kind of conversation, and he'll be up standing on a table serenading somebody. So I'm going to put it was fine. Like, I didn't dislike it, and it was entertaining, but I wish it had been a little more introverted.
Yeah, I doubt he's going to be on the table. He's mostly going to be probably composing poetry about his toxic relationship. Yeah,
Could be.
I'm telling you about it, but yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I can
Next
see that.
I've got is Ender Wiggins.
Ender Wiggins.
Yes, from Ender's Game.
Yeah, Ender's down at the bottom for me. He's not going to... I do not believe there is a single incarnation of Ender that you come out of that having had a good time. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I do like his reading about his various incarnations, but I do not think you have a good time. I'm gonna give it worst ever. What are you gonna do, Dan?
I'm going to put him in a little awkward
Okay.
because I think he fits into that same taciturn teenager that isn't really want to talk to you that John Cleaver and Paul Atreides already are. They are going to get along horribly with each other. They're going to bring the party down, except maybe they'll bond over their shared dislike of me.
Wait, have you put all of the teenagers and Sauron together?
No, it's bad.
No, that's Vasher.
Oh, that's Vasher. Okay, I can see. So Vasher,
And I know exactly how that will go because I know Vasher so well.
Yes. It's actually not too bad. He tends to, this is actually, you've done a pretty good job.
Okay.
Vasher is miserable, but he's starting to think about what he has, he would be a good, bad role model for these young men, so.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I have to say, in your imaginary Manhattan table,
Yeah.
you are currently only sitting with Sauron.
I'm over here sitting with Kvothe, and you've got Sauron.
Yeah. So and I'm looking at this list now, and between John Cleaver, Paul Atreides, and Ender Wiggin, they're all there with Vasher. Which one is going to be the worst outcome when they grab Nightblood?
Oh, wow. Those are all three people you do not want to have anywhere near
not
Nightblood.
a single one of them.
Not a single one of them. I think Paul's rigorous training is going to actually allow him to not, he is the type that he will wield Nightblood. Let's see. Paul's all about abuses of powers, and he will abuse the power of having Nightblood, but he will not be controlled and dominated by Nightblood. I think John Cleaver, there's just not a city left.
No, there's not.
Right?
Nightblood is going to say, do you want to kill a bad guy? And John's going to be like, hell yes, I want to kill a bad guy.
Yeah.
Let's make this happen.
Yep. And so there's not going to be a John left either. He's just going to get slurped right up. And so I think Paul is capable. Plus, if you're cross-magicking, Paul can probably feed Nightblood. And so, it's another tool of jihad for Paul. And
whereas Ender Wiggin, Nightblood will be like, do you want to vanquish some evil today? And Ender will say, you mean in person?
Yeah. No, yeah, Ender's like, let me tell you about my trauma, and things like that. So,
like, hang on, I'm playing this mobile game. There's a giant cup.
All right, next I've got Vin.
Vin. Yeah, I think. Let's see. I think Vin for me is going to be a good coffee. I don't know if it's going to be amazing. I think I'm going to put it in. It was fine. For Vin, I think, it depends. I think there's stuff for me to talk about with Vin. I think it's going to go all right. But, at the same time, we come from very different worlds. Mm-hmm. And so I think Vin will do better than she thinks she would. Okay. But I don't think either of us would think it was top tier.
Fair.
Yeah. I want to put Vin in fun and casual.
Yeah.
Because
that's arguably good. Nice. Yeah.
This is Vin in the era when she is going to all the balls.
Yeah.
And trying to fit in and trying to be, a fun party girl.
Fun and casual.
Fun and casual.
Yeah.
Go up and fun and casual. As much as I would like to put her in the teenage boy squad.
Oh my gosh. 3 guys to just not say anything and they'll all be like.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Next, I have King Arthur.
King Arthur.
King Arthur. Oh, wow. Arthur, King of the Britons.
King Arthur, straight to the top.
Yeah, I'm going to go straight to the top.
He throws medieval feasts.
Yep. Oh, he knows what he's doing, right?
Had the cooks in the back of the cafe sew together like a peacock and a pig.
Yeah.
Roast it. It's going to be incredible.
Yeah, though someone there is going to get beheaded.
Did that happen a lot in Camelot?
Gawain and the Green Knight.
Okay.
Someone's gonna get beheaded, then they're gonna have to go on a quest of discovery, and things like that. So yeah.
As long as it's not me.
Okay, yeah.
I don't want to go on a quest of discovery.
In the stories about the beheadings, it usually involves some volition. You're getting beheaded. Like, did you ever have to read that?
I actually have never read that.
In my Middle English and Old English class, we read Gawain and the Green Knight. It was a good read.
That's cool. I went to high school with a guy named Gawain, though. Yeah.
I don't think I would have ever picked it up on my own. It's like, hey, do you want to read? No. But it was a good read. It was, and in that, I believe it was the Green Knight shows up and it's like we get one hit at each other, whoever, whatever. It's been a long time, and I think Gawain beheads the Green Knight, but then the Green Knight lives and is like, all right, I get to take a swing at you. Come to my castle. I'm immortal, so you messed up by entering into this. Yeah.
I did read the Wikipedia summary.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
There was a movie recently.
There was. I haven't seen it yet.
Was it good? Yeah, it's great.
Okay. I need to watch it then.
All right. Voldemort.
Voldemort. You are trolling us.
Look, last time we did a tier list, you had asked that we had, some more variety answers.
Variety is good. That's true.
Okay.
If they were all noble kings who unified Britain, then it would be a boring tier list.
I'm going to put Voldemort at the bottom because I am a muggle and this is going to go poorly.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Not just but you are a fanboy because you write fantasy, right? So does Voldemort hate that more or less? So like you may be my minion because, you idolize fantasy, or
he's going to find out I write fantasy while being a muggle, and he's going to kill me for cultural appropriation.
Okay. Fair enough. I'll go to the bottom then too. I'm convinced. I mean, I wasn't ever thinking of putting Voldemort anywhere else. But yeah.
Again, I have to say, your bottom being Paul, Ender, and Voldemort is a very interesting table.
Oh yeah, that's a great table. Yeah, Paul and Voldemort. I think Paul schools him. I think Voldemort's like pulling out his wand and Paul is like speaking, and yeah.
All right, Lightsong.
Lightsong.
Oh, I just realized. Have you read Warbreaker?
Yeah,
I
read Warbreaker
have.
forever.
Yeah. Lightsong's in it. He plays like that game where he throws balls.
He did. Do you remember it?
I remember that.
That was almost 20 years ago. That's pretty good, Dan.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to put Lightsong at the top. Yeah, Lightsong is probably on a tier level beyond the other two because, if there is a god of revelry, Lightsong is the Cosmere's Dionysus, essentially.
Yeah.
He's so chill he doesn't believe in his own religion, right?
We'll give him his own tier.
Yeah.
He's created a Lightsong tier for you. Okay, create a Lightsong tier for me.
All right.
And then put Lightsong in fun and casual. Because Lightsong is going to be effortlessly charming at everything, and he's going to rub it in my face how little he has to work to be effortlessly charming.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get a little tired of it.
I appreciate the honesty.
All right. I'm still waiting for the one you put in the top tier that's a strange choice, Dan. You're running out of times to pick something just to aggravate everybody. So I'm just warning you. Looks like there's only a few left.
So this one might do it. Tom Bombadil.
Tom Bombadil, it goes in the Lightsong category. I am going to have the best time with Tom Bombadil.
Yeah.
It is going to be great. We're going to speak in meter the whole time.
Does everybody speak in meter in that chapter, or is it just?
I don't think that the hobbits do.
Yeah, but he could have that effect.
Yeah.
I have to agree. Tom Bombadil goes in the Lightsong category.
Why did you name it Tom Bombadil? It's the Lightsong.
Lightsong.
I will keep it
Donald.
Lightsong. All right. Lightsong.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll put him up there. Well, that's Dan's joke. I'll put him down one.
All right.
I'll put him in this. We gotta let Dan have. Dan came up with the cleverness of putting Tom Bombadil there. I'm not gonna poach on his clever idea. Tom Bombadil can hang out with King Arthur, and I think will they get along?
I don't know if they'll get along.
I think King Arthur is used to dealing with quirky personalities.
Yeah, fey creatures and lords come into his court all the time.
Yep, I think he's going to get along pretty well with Tom Bombadil. I think Kvothe is having an awful time because he is getting shown up.
Yeah, the first time in his life, he's the second best poet in a room.
Yeah,
It's going to drive him up the wall.
Kvothe is not going to like that. Yep.
All right. Beowulf.
Okay.
Beowulf.
Yes.
Beowulf. If you haven't read Beowulf, which again I've only read because I was in the class of Old and Middle English.
Yeah.
A decent amount of Beowulf happens during feasts.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's a thing in Beowulf. Is we're gonna feast and we're gonna do our we're gonna brag about how cool we are, but in a chill way. Like that's their whole thing. It's like you stand up and you give a little brag in poetic rhyme, not rhyme in poetic. What's it called? Oh.
Poetic. You mean they use assonance?
No, but it's a specific thing. Someone yelled it out over there. What's that? Yeah, what?
An edda.
Edda. But there's another word for it that
We
they
have a
use for the
computer.
Old English, four line. It's called something.
What is Beowulf
Uh,
written in?
What's that?
Beowulf written as?
Well, it's the poetic scheme of.
Yeah, what's the poetic style of Beowulf?
I should know this because I wrote a whole bunch of bad ones in Frugal Wizard, and then I hired a poet to write good ones. He was an old English scholar.
Alliterative verse?
Alliterative verse, but they've got a name
That's
for
the
it.
assonance that I said.
So.
I don't know. Whatever.
They're called something. Whatever those scalds wrote in, or scops, or whichever version of it you want to use. Regardless, they're speaking in poetry too. I think they are going to go in that whole thing where, for me, it's with Tom Bombadil and Kvothe and things.
Put Beowulf up there?
Beowulf up there. I think he's top tier. He was also a noble, righteous king who ruled for like 50 years in peace. And then killed a dragon.
He just seems very sullen all the time is the thing. Like
in the adaptations,
there were feasts there, but he spent the whole time kind of being a bit of a party pooper, if my memory serves.
He did party poop a little bit.
Put him in, it was fine.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a great feast. King Arthur's there. We got the half pig, half peacock. But Beowulf's being a bit of a downer.
Who's best at protecting you on this list? You're in this room from an assassin who shows up to get you.
Ooh. On the it was fine list?
Anywhere on this. Who's best at protecting you, Dan Wells? An assassin shows up to get you. Who on that list is best at doing it?
I mean, it's hard to not say Tom Bombadil.
I think he just doesn't pay any attention, right?
Yeah,
they said he would drop the ring.
But can you commit a murder in the presence of Tom Bombadil, or
if he's facing the other way because he found an interesting rainbow shining on? I don't know.
Yeah, but he's there. He's talking about the rainbow. He's telling his wife all about the rainbow, and it's really fantastic.
Tom Bombadil is occasionally dipping out to just like you turn around and he's just not there. He went to the bathroom. You can't pin him down. I don't know if Tom Bombadil's. I don't know if I would want to put.
Okay.
They were not willing to put the future of Middle Earth in Tom Bombadil's hands. I don't know if I.
You're probably right. I was relying just on his aura as a party machine.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe that's not enough.
Lightsong is useless. I think Kvothe is sulking in the corner because he's no longer the best poet in the room. So King Arthur, Master Chief.
Ironically, I think I have to go with Sexy Sauron.
You think Sexy Sauron?
This is still the part where he's trying to woo me. He's trying to corrupt me.
Okay.
And so he's going to keep me alive for his own nefarious purposes.
Okay. What's that? You think Beowulf?
Vin. They're saying Vin.
That's kind of her job.
Yeah.
And she's pretty good at it. She would actually care, where I think Sexy Sauron just doesn't care.
On the other hand, is Vin the assassin that's been sent to kill me?
That is a great question.
Yeah. Beowulf is a pretty good argument too. Like his whole thing was, oh, there's a monster coming in here. I can deal with that. I can swim across the ocean. I can deal with a monster.
Yeah.
All right, it's undecided. Undecided.
Does
All right.
Paul get his army?
What's that?
Does Paul get his army?
No, Paul doesn't get his army. They're not
just
there.
one person.
One person.
Yeah, but Paul's pretty good at,
Yeah.
like if Paul wants something to happen, like he's one of those people that the nature of reality bends around a little bit. So,
Because at the very end, could you not get a spite kill, even if you die? If Paul is, bound to you, Paul will finish the job.
Oh, Paul will make sure that you're avenged. That's true. He's pretty good at that. It's kind of one of his things, also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have to end on wit.
On wit.
Wit.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Wit.
I got to lean forward for this one.
This is tough. We have examples of wit having very nice conversations with people. We also have examples of wit. I think he would consider me too high and mighty, and I think he is going to do his best to make it miserable for me.
Probably.
He's going to be like, oh, you're a best-selling author, huh? Oh, you think you're clever, do you? Oh, you are perfect fodder. Right? Like, wit is the happiest when he has someone he doesn't have to feel bad for making fun of. Yep.
Yeah, that's going to be rough.
So I'm putting him down in the lowest tier. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. For me personally, for most of you, it would be delightful.
Yeah.
You would really enjoy it. For me, he's going to mock me relentlessly better than I could have done it. So it'll make me feel bad too.
I'm going to put him in the best event ever.
Yeah.
Best because sexy Sauron and wit.
Yep.
That is going to be a conversation. If I could be a fly on the wall.
King Arthur in between them.
Yeah. King Arthur at one point leans over to me. He's like, do you know what's going on? I'm like, no, but I am here for it.
Moash, Moash, miserable. There's no point in Moash's life where you want to go out to coffee with him. I will tell you that.
No, is that who the last one is?
I actually don't have a last. The image that I imported is the tier list. So if you want to rate the tier list.
What do you mean? Oh.
It's just the image. When it imported
okay.
the tier list image.
So this was a good idea.
Thank you.
You did a good job, Donald.
Well done.
Thank you, everyone.
We might start paying you.
Yeah.
Really? That would be a little nice.
Yeah, we'll definitely like. It's funny. I made Donald work when he was off work without realizing it the other night because I saw him at the party and people wanted pictures and I'm like, start taking pictures. And then his boss walks over and is like, Donald, you're not allowed to let Brandon make you work. You're not on the clock. You were kind of grouchy about it though.
No, so I was actually on the clock.
Oh, you were? And
I
they
was.
were wrong? Okay.
They were wrong.
They were wrong and you were on the clock.
At the end of the day, it's for the fans.
Yeah.
Just making sure we all got some cool photos.
Yeah, we got to take care. Donald will do anything for anyone, so we got to take care of him.
Yay, Donald!
Yay!
All right, thank you all. That was Intentionally Blank, and let's say it together again.
Yeah, here we go. 1, 2, 3. How's that, Ben?